Good afternoon once again. This is your diesel doctor. Today we will leave for the meantime our presentation on different sensors and all about gasoline injection management system, or the MPI. So for today, we will discuss to you some maintenance points, maintenance items, and it is about battery. How do we maintain battery? Uh, how uh, how do we know that battery is needed to change? And some inspection points are there in the battery. We should understand them. There are also some do's and don'ts in handling our battery, especially in the removal or during replacement or during up and after fixing. We will discuss also how to understand whether the battery is good by means of multimeter. We will check the voltage of the battery before, after engine is started, and at the same time after putting the load or applying the load. But before we go to those, I want to grab the opportunity of greetings all my subscribers in New Zealand, all my Sri Lankan subscribers in New Zealand. How are you there? In UAE, in Saudi Arabia, and of course in the Philippines. Specifically, I want to shout out for the following persons or subscribers and friends in the Philippines. Jenny Barayuga of Lawag City, shout out po sa inyo. Lito Pepaño, expert workshop in Laguna. At the same time, Mr. Editura is an expert trainer. June Hill of Damam KSA, Carlos Opeño of FPI Concrete, and June Calibration of Taguig. Shout out po sa lahat sa inyo. Greetings from the Diesel Doctor. Ngayon po ay ipapaliwanag ko ang ilang maintenance item ng isang maintenance-free battery. Ang maintenance-free battery po ay maaari nating malaman kung kailangan ng palitan o kailangan lang po ng charging by means of this sight glass. I will show you the sight glass. This is your battery in case of this vehicle. The battery is AC Delco and it is written here maintenance free. From here you will see the sight glass. From there I can see with my with the flashlight, of course. Then you will see that this is still green. I see green inside. Ayun po, see, green. So what is green means? What is green means? Yun po, yun. That is green. You can find the green. What this green means? It is leveled on your battery po. And the green one means is okay. And the other one, if you see black inside the sight glass, this one po is still you can charge. This may be drain only or discharge only. The battery, maybe you left something which is electrical components which are open, then it was drained. So kailangan po ay charging lang. But once you find in the sight glass that it is white, charging is not required anymore and nothing to do. We cannot do anything by charging only. We have to replace the battery. So those are some maintenance points po about battery. And there are so many writings here. Reserve capacity, ampere hour, and 12 volts. Yun po yung ibang mga item. Reserve capacity at yung ampere hour po is 70 ampere. It will run at 20 hour before it will reach 10.5 volts. Continuous usage for 20 hours without fail in before reaching 10.5 volts. Ito na pong reserve capacity ay 7.2 volts po for the same 20 minutes. Reserve po yun, reserve capacity. Eh hindi na po masyadong importante sa atin, lalo na kung magpapalit lang tayo ng baterya. Ito po ay importante lang kung halimbawa po ay training. Pero ang importante po rito ay yung 3 conditions of the sight glass, which is okay, which is need to charge, and which is need to replace. Now you can see terminals of the battery. This is your negative terminal of the battery. This is your positive terminal of the battery, which means you have cover, red cover. Dito po, kung gusto po nating tanggalin o magpalit ng baterya o meron po tayong gagawin, if we want to repair something, what shall we do is we have to remove the negative terminal of the battery. Normally, especially for electronic controlled engine, that is very important that we have to disconnect the negative of the battery. And after finishing your work, completing everything, and we want to return back po, you have to fix back in opposite. In opposite means, una po nating ikakabit is yung positive terminal o yung positive pong clamp, and then at saka po yung negative. Okay, in cleaning, we need to clean these terminals po, but in this case we will go on the other side of the battery because that one is very dirty. I will show you how we will clean the terminal of the battery because this is little clean, and that one there are some corrosions which I will show you how to clean. Okay, let's go there on that side po. Narito po, ang ating negative po ay too much corroded. Tatanggalin ko po siya at atin pong lilinisin. So, since negative po ang una natin tinatanggal, ito po ang una kong tatanggal. Ayun po, natanggal po siya. And in this case, very thin po. Napakatin na po ng aking terminal. So, it's better if like this is to change the terminal. Okay. Ito po yung post natin ng battery. Too much corrosion. Too much corroded po. So, this is negative po. So, we will keep in one side. Like this before cleaning. And then, we have to remove the positive. So, as I said, negative should be removed first, especially on electronic control engine, to make sure there will be no problem on our electrical components. Ayun po, tinanggal ko po yung positive. So, we can find a good way where we can fix this one. Okay, ito po, mas maganda po dito, nakasabit siya. Ngayon po ay lilinisin po natin yung ating, ito po, isang don'ts po. If you are using any tools, screwdrivers, open wrench, box wrench, or what, wag po nating ilagay rito. Do not put in place in top of the battery. Lalo-lalo po na medyo mahaba, baka po magdikit yung negative positive and it will cause a serious damage like bursting of your battery. Or in some cases, madamage po yung ating terminal. Ayun po. So, hindi po natin ilalagay doon. Then, what are the recommended solubles that are needed for cleaning battery terminal? Number 1 po ay lukewarm water. Ano po yung lukewarm water is medyo maligam-gam na tubig o mainit-init pong tubig. What else? Soap sad po. Tubig na may sabon po pwede. Huwag po tayong gagamit ng gasolina. Never use gasoline, never use petroleum or any spray. The best one is by soap sad or lukewarm water. So linisin po natin. Gaya nito. Okay, we can use sandpaper po, like this. And at the same time po, we need to clean the terminal. Of course, meron po tayong special tool to clean this one. Pinapasok lang po natin dito. Sandali po. Pinapasok lang po natin dito, tsaka natin iniikot, malilinis po ito. Kung wala po tayo, pwede po nating lihahin na lang yung loob. Gaya nito. Ayun po. At the same time, bubuhusan po natin ng lukewarm water or by soap sand. Yan po. So pag nalinis na po ito, pwede na po nating ibalik. Ganun din po yung kung ano po yung ginawa natin doon sa negative is we can do also on the positive terminal. Okay. Yan po. Lagay ko lang po muna rito at lilinisin natin yung isa. Ganito po. Or hindi naman po masyadong marimito, wala pong masyadong problema. The positive one is little good, so we don't have too much problem on it. So not like the negative, which is heavily corroded po siya. Okay, so at the same time we can clean the top always and make sure this is dry after with a cloth. Gaya po nito. So after cleaning po, then we have to fix back. And fixing back po, we have to do in a reverse order. Instead of fixing the negative, we have to fix the positive one first. But before I go to that, may I ask all of you, what is the best we need to put here? Shall we put grease? Hindi po. Don't put grease po dito. What is the recommended? We need to put here is a petroleum jelly or Vaseline. This one is we don't have the Vaseline, we don't have the but I will not put grease. I have to return, but that is necessary is to put only Vaseline or petroleum jelly. One thing more is in the don't hit terminal by hammer or by any hard object or by force fitting. Yung iba po kumukuha ng pinupukpok sa ibabaw para lang humigpit. Mali po 'yon. We should not do that. We just fix it properly by hand and then we tight po. Like this. Ganun po. And then, we can close now the cover. Now we go to the negative. The same po, we have to put Vaseline or petroleum jelly in here. And then, now at this point, we can fix the negative back. Never hit by hammer or any hard object. And then, we have to fix here in the clamp like this way. And then, we can tight na po. Okay. Yun po. So medyo manipis na po yung aking terminal. That means next time I have to change po my terminal or my clamp, battery clamp. So this like this. So the question is why we are putting anything this petroleum jelly. Why we are putting? This is for the purpose of avoiding premature corrosion or early corrosion of the terminal. You understand that corrosion can cause hard starting or low cranking, which lead to hard starting po. That's why we are always putting Vaseline to make sure that it will not corrode prematurely or earlier time. Okay, since I discussed po about some items regarding don'ts in the battery, never disconnect po. Huwag po kayong mag-disconnect ng battery terminal while the engine is running for the purpose of protection for our sensors, for our other electrical equipments. And also, do not add, in case of the maintenance type battery, do not add acid po. You do not add acid, you just add distilled water. And at the same time po, closing the battery, do not put anything, I repeat, do not put anything on the top of the battery, your tools, any tools, to avoid short circuit or to avoid bursting of your battery. Okay, so what shall we do now is, before I show you how to measure by means of the multimeter, I want to show you another type of battery, which is maintenance type battery. Let's go po. Narito po yung maintenance type battery. Ito po ang halimbawa ng isang maintenance type battery. Meron po siyang mga takip. In case of 12 volts, 6 po siya because 2 volts per cell. At meron po siyang mark dito, maximum and minimum mark po. This one po ay level no ating acid. This is the level. So we always maintain in between these two lines. But in some cases wherein we cannot read properly, to make sure 100% that the water, the acid is okay, we have to remove the cap and visually inspect the level like this. But don't get close too much because this will produce fumes that is not good for your health. So open po and check actual level of the distilled of the sulfuric acid or the electrolyte. These water are called electrolyte po. In case of an electrolyte is a soluble sulfuric acid po. It's a soluble sulfuric acid ang electrolyte. But in case you need to add, kailangan po nating magdagdag. Pag po nating dadagdagan ng battery acid, we should add only normal distilled water. Masama po na haluan yung electrolyte ng ating battery acid. Ginagamit lang po yon sa umpisa. And during top up po, we need only ordinary distilled water. At the same po, we have to check the terminals also. That is the same with the other one. We have to check the negative and the positive terminal. The same procedure po yon. So, what else po I forget? I think that is enough for the maintenance type battery. Gaya po nung pagkakasabi ko sa inyo, may measure po natin yung battery voltage before starting the engine to understand if the battery is in good condition or fully charged po. And how to do that is we will use a multi-tester. This is a multi-tester. We have to on the power first, and then this is we will set into DC volts. Range 20. Range 20 po. Ayun po, range 20 DC volts because our battery is 12 volts po. And then what shall we do is the positive will be the red one, the red LED is on the positive, and this one, the black one is on the black probe is on the negative. So our reading po ay 12.96 volts. Maganda po yun, full charge po siya. In case of diesel engine, this is very nice voltage po in diesel engine. Okay po, yun po ang ating reading. Ngayon naman po, ang gagawin natin ay papaandarin po natin yung makina. Tingnan po natin kung maganda yung charging niya at maganda rin po yung pasok sa baterya. Which mean, we can check both the battery conditions and the alternator condition. I will start the engine and then we will measure again. Okay, the engine has started po, and what shall we do is to measure now and to confirm the alternator charging at the same time if the battery is good. So we have to on the tester again, and then we go again into our voltage, which is 20 volts DC, and then we have to do the same, positive in here and negative in here, and the reading now is 14.32 or 14, more than 14 volts, which means it's become higher than before starting. So okay po yun. Now what shall I do now is to switch on all the electrical components, switches, switch the light, headlamp, hazard, and at the same time I switch on AC, and let us see what will happen with voltage reading. Okay po, I will just on the all the accessories of this engine. Okay po. Okay, naka-on po lahat. AC, headlamp, hazards, and other components are on. Then we will measure. Okay, ganun din po the same procedure. And at the same time, and our reading become 14.39, 14.36, like 14.40. Okay, so ang charging po niya ay hindi nag-drop. Instead, tumaas pa po siya ng konti. Which mean, ang atin pong alternator is charging properly. At the same time, our battery is also receiving charge from the alternator properly. So, kung mayroon po tayong multimeter, malalaman po natin kung paano, kung ang ating baterya ay ayos pa po at ang ating alternator ay ayos pa po. These are very simple way. Meron pa pong ibang procedure. What we show to you now is the simplest way or the simplest procedure of checking alternator charging, and at the same time battery is charging properly. Okay, once again, this is what we can share to you with our presentation. I hope this will become very useful to everyone, especially to those vehicle owners, and we understand that this time the repair is very expensive. And I hope this will help you. You can do it in your house, or you can do it alone. This is your diesel doctor once again saying goodbye, everyone.